Okay, I've got to show you something. This is my North Face Recon backpack review from 3 years ago. And this is that exact same backpack 3 years later. So get ready. I'm about to show you the longest Recon durability backpack test on the entire internet. Okay, make sure you're safe. I gotta go. The intro's coming. Hi everybody, foXnoMad here, and today I want to help you travel smarter by reviewing the North Face Recon backpack, road tested after 3 years of continuous use and travel. For those of you who are new here and not subscribed yet, my Road Tested is a series where I take a piece of travel gear or tech and I do a long-term review of it to test for its durability over time, but also its usability to see how it compares to modern competition. And now, after 3 years of use of the North Face Recon backpack, I can say quite a few things. Like, one, I really still hate the original name, which is CLG4JK3. But wow, is this North Face Recon backpack still looking good. And like any road tested review, I don't clean or do any kind of special maintenance before I show it to you. I just take the backpack as it is, and this is how it looks like. Still looking pretty sleek after 36 months. There's no scuffing around the exterior, especially around the bottom and edges where you tend to have the most contact with hard surfaces like asphalt or bus floors. I still find the rounded bottom of this bag to be a bit annoying since it has a tendency to tip over unless it's leaning back on something to support it. If you've ever been at an airport waiting at a gate and had to prop up your backpack against your leg to keep it from falling over, yep, the North Face Recon will do that too. Other parts of the backpack that have a lot of contact, like the shoulder straps, have surprisingly retained their threading. That's usually one of the first parts to go on a backpack since it's rubbing a lot against your clothes, but you can't really tell that on this Recon. Even the top handle is looking good, flexible with solid stitching and no fraying of threads or on the mesh cushioning. The back padding, which is firm and breathable, pretty comfortable as backpacks go, not the coolest for really hot temperatures, but I've used worse. Anyway, the padding is still padded and not worn down. There's a slight wearing here on the lower parts, but that's hardly noticeable. The back padding, by the way, unlike a lot of other backpacks using a similar type of mesh, doesn't cause any sort of pilling on shirts or sweaters. Pilling is what happens when this back mesh here, when that starts rubbing up against your clothes, especially on these lower parts where when you're walking that tends to kind of rub against your clothes and it'll create these little balls of fabric. And this tends to happen more on certain types of fabric like tri-cotton blends or polyester blends. But if you've ever had that experience, like on a wool sweater, where you get these little pills where your backpack is, that's because the mesh of a backpack is a little bit too big or the material isn't very soft. But on this North Face Recon, neither of those things are an issue. The fleece used for a lot of the interior lining is a bit unnecessary, but really nice to the touch. That lining is in just as good shape as the exterior, even the organizational pocket that gets a lot of use. Still soft and flexible, but the laptop compartment isn't quite big enough for larger laptops like the 16-inch MacBook Pro. It will fit tightly, close to the upper zipper, but if you're someone who carries your laptop with a case on it, it's going to be a very tight fit or not a fit at all. Even a MacBook Air with a slim case is going to be a tight fit, so this laptop compartment hasn't really aged well in the era of slightly larger laptop frames. Part of the problem is the laptop compartment is raised up from the bottom of the Recon. It's not super easy to see here, but basically since the laptop pocket doesn't reach the bottom of the backpack, there's a little space at the bottom of the main compartment. That's usable space in the main compartment that would have been better served for a larger laptop sleeve. If you're carrying smaller items or things you can fold up like clothes in the main compartment, you'll be able to get more out of that space, but with things like books, that area will go mostly unused. It's not the most efficient design, but this isn't the type of gear backpack made to fill up every square centimeter. Having a big front compartment is my preferred design for backpacks because that large pit is easy to pack stuff into and it's really flexible for different types of things that you might want to pack. Making the laptop sleeve part of the main compartment has some limitations though, and having the laptop sleeve being raised up from the bottom of the backpack is designed to protect the laptop, so when you put your backpack down, it's not hitting directly on the bottom of your laptop, but at the same time when you do that, it makes less room for larger laptops and it also takes away a little bit of that space on the bottom. So if the backpack you're currently using is around 22 liters and it's already a tight fit for you, then the North Face Recon might be just a little bit too small for your needs. And of course, not overpacking your backpack so you can close the zippers up tightly leads to good weatherproofing, which on this backpack I have proved because I can confirm the Recon can handle walking through rain many, many times. The zippers are also nicely grippy, they're easy to open and close, but the handle is firm without slipping, so you don't have to worry about little openings which might let water or a wandering hand in. I've noticed over the past 3 years though, I would prefer if the entire front of the bag would open rather than this 3/4 design. The trade-off though is for these 2 water bottle pockets. And the Recon isn't really designed for people like me who travel with a lot of electronics that I have to carefully organize to make sure that it all fits right. The 2 remaining pockets though I found useful in different ways, like this front-facing pocket here makes for a great quick grab pocket, but it's so facing the front that I wouldn't put any valuables in it. So if you're traveling, this doesn't make a great pocket for your passport because it's kind of really easily accessible and you don't want to get pickpocketed or lose some of your valuables. So you're probably better off using the main compartment for that. And this other pocket here on the front is really great for things like a jacket or a sweater that you might travel with to stay warm, especially on a long flight. This is great because it's got this expandable storage, so it's got a nice flexibility to it and it's really forgiving, so you can just kind of stuff and throw things down in there and not have to worry about it. So I think we can say between my original review and this road tested review 3 years later that the North Face Recon is a durable and versatile backpack that's got a very solid and straightforward design that's great for short trips or school or work or things where you're not going to stuff it with a lot of different electronics where you don't have so many things to carry. It's a great smallish, kind of medium-sized, smallish backpack that's going to last you a long time. Over the past 3 years, I've reviewed a lot of larger backpacks that are better designed for a lot of gear and electronics. But if you don't need or want all of that space, then the North Face Recon is a good choice. And the North Face Recon is still just $99. So I think after 3 years, we can say, if you were wondering in 2018, is the North Face Recon a good deal? Then I think 3 years later, the answer to that question is yes, it is a backpack that will last. Thanks for watching. I'll leave a link to the rest of the Road Tested series down in the description box so you can check out other long-term reviews that I've done. And while you're down there, hit the like and subscribe buttons. I'll have new videos for you every week. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.